Imagine arriving in a country full of hope, dreams, and ambitions, only to feel the weight of uncertainty pressing down on you at every turn. Millions of people come to the United States seeking safety, opportunity, and a chance to build a future for themselves and their families. Yet navigating the complex world of immigration law can be overwhelming, and the stakes are incredibly high. Today, we're going to take a careful, clear, and honest look at the end-of-year review from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and what it tells us about the ongoing efforts to make America safe through a rigorous immigration crackdown. Whether you are already here, planning to come, or simply want to understand the system, this video will guide you step by step. The USCIS end-of-year report is more than just numbers. It's a reflection of policy, enforcement, and the real impact on people's lives. To understand it, we first need to grasp what the agency's priorities have been in recent years. USCIS has a mandate to manage lawful immigration, ensuring that those who come to the U.S. do so following established legal procedures, while also protecting national security. This involves processing applications, vetting individuals, and enforcing the rules of entry and residency. While the phrase immigration crackdown may sound intimidating, it essentially refers to stricter adherence to existing laws and more rigorous checks on applicants. For many, this means longer waits and more documentation, but it also aims to create a safer, more structured immigration system. Let's break this down with a real example. Imagine Maria, who arrived in the U.S. 5 years ago on a work visa. Maria has been diligent, paying taxes, contributing to her community, and preparing to apply for permanent residency. Under the new USCIS review procedures, Maria's application will be scrutinized more thoroughly, not to create obstacles unnecessarily, but to ensure that only those who fully comply with the law are granted permanent status. This rigorous process may feel daunting, but it also means that her eventual approval carries weight and legal certainty. Cases like Maria's illustrate the balance USCIS is trying to achieve, maintaining security while still allowing legitimate applicants to achieve their dreams. Another key element highlighted in the report is the efficiency of case processing. USCIS has implemented measures to reduce backlogs in certain categories while enforcing stricter standards in others. For instance, work visas, family reunification cases, and naturalization applications have seen both challenges and improvements. On one hand, stricter documentation requirements have increased the time needed for approvals. On the other hand, the agency has adopted technological solutions like online submission portals and automated status updates to help applicants track their progress and understand what is required. Consider Ahmed, a student from Egypt applying for an H-1B visa. Thanks to the online system, he can monitor his case in real time, ensuring he meets deadlines and submits all necessary paperwork, which significantly reduces the risk of denial due to incomplete documentation. The review also emphasizes the impact of immigration enforcement. By prioritizing certain categories, such as individuals with criminal backgrounds or those violating immigration laws, USCIS and related agencies aim to protect the community and maintain public safety. This is where the term "making America safe again" comes into play. It's not merely a slogan. It reflects a legal and procedural approach to immigration that focuses on compliance and security. For immigrants like Luis, who has been a law-abiding resident for 10 years, these measures may seem strict, but they also ensure that the system distinguishes between lawful residents and those who pose potential risks. Understanding this distinction is crucial for applicants and their families, as it underscores the importance of adhering to rules and submitting accurate information. The report also touches on naturalization and citizenship trends. In 2025, there has been a noticeable increase in the number of applications for U.S. citizenship, reflecting both the growing immigrant population and a desire for legal stability. The rigorous scrutiny of these applications is meant to ensure that new citizens meet all eligibility requirements. including knowledge of U.S. history, language proficiency, and moral character. Take the example of Priya from India, who has lived in the U.S. for over 8 years. She studied diligently for her civics test, ensured her taxes were up to date, and prepared detailed documentation of her residency. The thorough review process may feel intense, but it ultimately reinforces the legitimacy and credibility of her eventual citizenship. It's important to note that the rigorous immigration crackdown doesn't apply equally to all categories. Humanitarian cases, such as refugees and asylum seekers, are treated with a focus on protection and compliance with international law. The report details how USCIS has continued to process these applications while ensuring security checks are performed. This dual focus highlights the balance between compassion and vigilance. For example, Yara, a refugee from Syria, can apply for protection knowing that her case will be carefully reviewed to ensure both her safety and the integrity of the system. For individuals like her, the rigorous approach is reassuring rather than punitive. The report also reveals data about denial rates and reasons for refusal. A significant portion of denials are due to incomplete applications, inaccurate information, or missed deadlines. For prospective immigrants, this underscores the importance of careful preparation. Take Diego from Mexico, who was initially denied a visa because he failed to provide sufficient proof of employment. By learning from this experience, gathering all necessary documents, and reapplying correctly, Diego was able to successfully obtain his visa. Stories like Diego's illustrate that while the process is stringent, it is navigable with diligence and preparation. USCIS has also introduced measures to increase transparency and accountability. The agency has released detailed guides, checklists, and online resources to help applicants understand what is required. They have held community outreach events and webinars to educate immigrants about the changes and expectations. For instance, a workshop in Chicago explained step-by-step how to file for naturalization correctly, reducing errors and confusion. These efforts show that while enforcement is stricter, support and guidance are also available for those who take the time to engage with the system. The end-of-year review also reflects on policy changes that impact employment-based immigration. Stricter verification of employers, additional background checks, and compliance monitoring are now standard. This ensures that job offers are legitimate and that visa holders are entering lawful employment. For someone like Fatima, who works as a software engineer in California, this provides assurance that her H-1B status is secure and that the system protects both her and American workers. This approach demonstrates how enforcement and opportunity can coexist in a structured and transparent system. One of the most human aspects highlighted in the review is the emotional journey of applicants. Waiting for approval, dealing with complex forms, and facing strict scrutiny can be stressful. USCIS recognizes this, and the report discusses initiatives to improve customer experience, including more responsive call centers, multilingual support, and streamlined communication. For example, an applicant from the Philippines found comfort in the consistent updates she received about her application status, reducing anxiety and helping her plan for the future. The human dimension is critical. Behind every number is a person or family navigating uncertainty and hope. The review also demonstrates the broader societal impact of immigration enforcement. By ensuring that only qualified individuals enter and remain in the U.S., the system aims to protect jobs, maintain public resources, and enhance national security. It is a reminder that immigration law is not only about individual cases, but also about the collective well-being of the country. Families like the Johnsons, who rely on safe communities and stable schools, benefit indirectly from rigorous enforcement that ensures the integrity of the immigration system. In conclusion, the USCIS end-of-year review shows a clear picture. Rigorous enforcement, thorough vetting, and careful processing are designed to create a safer, more predictable immigration system. While the process can be demanding and sometimes intimidating, it also provides certainty and legitimacy to those who comply. Applicants like Maria, Ahmed, Priya, and Yara illustrate that preparation, honesty, and diligence make the system navigable and fair. For anyone watching this video, remember that understanding the rules, gathering proper documentation, and seeking guidance from reliable sources can make a real difference. The immigration system is complex, but it is structured to allow those who follow the law to achieve their goals. By taking the time to learn and prepare, you can turn what might feel like a daunting process into a clear path toward legal status, work opportunities, and eventually citizenship. Thank you for joining me in this detailed review. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Legal Focus USA for more immigration updates, legal guidance, and clear explanations of U.S. immigration policies. Stay informed, stay prepared, and know that with diligence and understanding, the American dream is within reach.